is up? What is up, you guys? And welcome back to another episode on the My Identity channel. I would like to welcome you guys. Remember to hit subscribe, hit that bell so you can definitely see when I am uploading a video. And let's get ready to have this chat today. Check it out and come along for the ride. Hey, what is up? What is up? What is going on, you guys? Happy midweek Wednesday. Thank goodness we are in the midweek, right? Okay, so today's topic, you guys, is going to be about what to do and how to respond when you're in your lowest moments, okay? And just like myself, I've definitely have had my fair share of being in some very, very low moments in my life. But the one thing that I can guarantee you is that as long as you believe that you're not going to be here forever, be in that spot forever, I have, experienced a lot of low moments. And I will tell you something, that with me being in those low moments came out the best discoveries of myself. The best things that I've had to offer in this world have come out of my low moments. So I'm excited about this topic today because a lot of people I know are going through these moments and they don't know exactly what to do when they're in these low moments. And I'm gonna tell you something and it's kind of funny that I got from a movie that my son likes to watch. It's called Sing, and I'm not too for sure if any of you are familiar with it, but that's okay. And it was this little animal on the movie, right? And he was experiencing a really low moment in his life. He had completely lost everything. He had hit rock bottom, but he had so much enthusiasm. And sometimes, life can definitely smack you around a little bit to the point to where you're like, okay, I've been giving it my all and I have nothing left. But we don't realize that you do. So let me get back to the point. So the saying that he said, one of his friends had came up to him and was like, what are you going to do now? Because, you ain't got none left. You ain't got none, you can use. And he said, I might be down at this moment, but the only other place that I can go is up. Inspired me. Like, seriously, it's like you can be so low and think such low thoughts and don't honestly realize that in those moments you have no other place to go but up. And see, that's why they say a lot of times that, like, they claim now that we're about to be in a very, very bad recession. But there's a reason why that in these recessions it makes the most millionaires. Because when people are pushed to the point to where their backs are up against the wall and they have no other choice but to come out swinging, what do you think comes out of that fighting? You're fighting for your dreams. You're fighting for your belief. You're fighting in your faith. You're fighting for what you know is deserved of you. And you're to the point to where I can't take no more of sitting down and just allowing life to beat on me. And that's what I want you to realize today with this chat, is that when you're in your lowest moments, you have to think that is the best capabilities that can come out of you. That's the best work that can come out of you. That's the best faith that you can put forth towards anything that you want in this life, is when you are, and not to say all the time you have to be at rock bottom, but I hear so many stories from a lot of people that I listen to, and even with reading the Bible about these stories, is that people have been known to show their best efforts and to put in, everything that they have to accomplish what they need. They summon up the most courage, they get the most confidence by being in those low moments. And it's okay to be in a low moment. You have to know, I hear preachers all the time say they can't wait for the storm to happen because they're now excited about what's to come out of that. What test am I going to be tested with today that's going to reveal another strength about myself? See, and the reason why I started speaking is because I was in a low place in my life where it's like I had nowhere else to turn but to the very gift that God had given me, to now use it to uplift me out of my situation. See, we don't realize that sometimes the storm is to shape you into what you are to become, because if it was just given to you easily, you would still be the same person that you were, but you don't need to be that anymore. Be encouraged during your storm, because now you have something to look forward to after the storm is over, after the test is over with. There is a new person being birthed outside of that storm that you're in. And it's all about your narrative and how you look at your storm, how you perceive your storm. So you can perceive your storm as in a negative way, as I'm always getting beat on. I'm always, like that famous line they always say, if it's not one thing, it's another. We have to learn how to control our mindsets and use our storms to our benefit. Your storm does not have to be another depression, lack of poverty type of mindset. It doesn't have to be that. And I'm not saying you're not going to have no tough days where it really feels like you can't go on. But what I am explaining to you is that if you just change the narrative of how you're thinking about it, God has already equipped you with everything that you need to fight the storm. But it is your choice to decide on how you fight. How you're going to choose to use the tools that He has given you to fight your battle. See, now when I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, okay, about different battles and things of that sort, when Moses had to go up against Pharaoh, and he was asking the Lord, well, how am I going to go up against this man, this king? That was his storm, at least one of his storms that he was tested with. And in his mind was going into the narrative of that I don't have anything. I'm not good enough. I don't have nothing to fight in this storm with. You're sending me into this place with nothing. These people look at me as just as what am I trying to say? A failure. And also coming back into Pharaoh's house, he was a betrayer as well too. So now how am I supposed to come back and show them who I am through you, and I have nothing? But God had to remind Moses that I have already equipped you with everything that you need to fight this battle, to fight in this storm. And that little piece of rod that he had, God used it to impress and to persuade the very people that he thought that had power over him became powerless. That very rod, that staff, that mediocre little piece of something that we just don't pay no attention to was the very thing that swallowed up all the naysayers and all of the people that, laughed at Moses because they saw him as incapable. Well, I'm here to tell you that you're more than capable. See, when we're fearful, that's what causes us to conform into what we're necessarily thinking about ourselves at that time. But it only takes a switch of thought. It only takes a little bit of faith. See, me on this journey, I'm here, on my faith walk, on my click of thought during my low moment to say, I am that rod, that staff that I thought was so mediocre to the world. I am that. See, I'm here to shake up some narratives that I had, not about the outside people, but with me thinking about them, about myself. See, I had to get to a place in my storm to where my back was against the wall and I had nothing else to use but the gift that God has given me. And see, so many times in the storm, God will show you the way out, but you're so stuck into the mindset that you used to have that you can't see what He's already prepared for you to use. See, I was so stuck in there, if it's one thing, not another type of mindset, that I didn't see the equipness that God had already given me to break out of my storm. You have to know that you have it in you. Because season after season after season after season is going to roll on by, and you're going to continue to be stuck in that same cycle until you make that switch. You allow that click. You allow that click moment to happen for you, to where now your mindset is no longer what it used to be. And see, it's something powerful about having a renewed mind. We have to learn how to unlearn and recondition our minds for our purpose. This road is not going to be easy. But we're making it harder because not all battles and fights are we're supposed to be in. We are causing ourselves more hurt, more affliction, more pain in these tests and trials than what needs to be. And then we don't know how to react to the storm properly. We don't take the time to assess our emotions. We don't take the time to figure out strategy, because it's a strategy that has to be used in every test. You have to figure out what that strategy is. One test is not going to be the same as the other test. But best believe you have everything within you. Take David, for instance. When David was a young boy before he became king, his test was fighting Goliath. But his test during that time as a young boy, the strategy that he used is not going to be the same strategy that he used when he became king, and the things that he had to face when he had become king. Forgive me, y'all, my allergies has just been all over the place since the summer started. However, though, first things first, you have to assess your storm. You have to take the time out and realize, okay, what season am I in and what kind of storm am I up against? Is this a test from God or is this a test from the enemy? How is this storm shaping me, and what lesson do I need to learn out of this storm? See, the storm that I was in was a lesson of obedience. The storm that, I was dealing with was also, and that is acknowledging who I am. Not being fearful of me becoming that person. Not allowing the things outside of me and how I perceived myself to deter me from following suit on that purpose. And then being obedient to that purpose. See, how can I speak? How can I use my gift of speaking if I allowed the storm to consume me? I listen to a lot of motivational speakers, like I said before, and a lot of the times what they spoke about what really helped me in my storm and how I, figured out the strategy was that I had to renew my mind. I had to really, really, really dig deep, and I'm still digging deep on who I am. Why is it meant for me to speak? Who is my voice called to speak to? And that will be the same thing for you. So I really want you to take the time to assess, what is this storm for? So number one, stay calm and don't panic. A lot of times we panic, we get frustrated, we get full of emotions, and then we just tend to react immediately off of what we're feeling in that moment. Number two, take the time out to figure out the reason for the storm. What are you to learn while you're in the storm? Who are you to become in the process of the storm? And how to strategize the storm. Write these things down. Think about, is it my gift? Is it my mindset? Is it the time that I spend, working on myself? Am I not doing that? Is it my singleness season while I'm trying to be out here, impressing everybody else? Am I to be here alone to myself, impressing me, encouraging me? Am I giving